And talking about catching people off guard, here's someone who specializes in it. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un. Does he want talks or does he want war? Nobody knows. Earlier today, North Korea tested a new kind of ballistic missile, one that can be launched from a submarine. How does this change the balance of power in the Korean peninsula? Is it the end of America's denuclearization efforts? Our next report tells you.
Carnival on Sunday and a ballistic missile test on Tuesday. That's how you start the week in North Korea. What have they fired this time? A submarine-launched ballistic missile. It was tested here near the city of Sinpo facing Japan. This is where North Korea parks its submarines. Reports say the missile flew about 450 kilometers and reached a maximum altitude of 60 kilometers, enough range to strike both South Korea and Japan. But Pyongyang already had this capability. So what makes this test different? It is an additional option. If the North's land-based nuclear sites are destroyed, they can fall back on the submarines. Plus, firing from underwater makes it harder to detect missiles. How is South Korea responding? With some showmanship of its own. Seoul is hosting its largest ever defense expo. 440 companies, 28 countries, 79 types of aircraft, and 68 artillery equipment. A lot of firepower. The Korean arms race is definitely heating up. And caught in the middle are the US and Japan. Japanese Premier Fumio Kishida condemned the tests. He says all options are on the table, including strikes on the enemy base.
I have instructed this government to consider all options, including the so-called enemy-based strike capability. It will drastically strengthen our defense capabilities as the Kishida administration is determined to protect our land, territorial sea and airspace as well as the people's lives and assets, no matter what.
Does this mean the end of diplomacy? Not yet. The United States is still hoping for a miracle. They are ready for direct talks with North Korea, no conditions attached.
The U.S. continues to reach out to Pyongyang to restart dialogue. Our intent remains the same. We harbor no hostile intent towards the DPRK, and we are open to meeting with them without preconditions. Even as we remain open to dialogue, we also have a responsibility to implement the UN Security Council resolutions addressing the DPRK.
North Korea's policy depends on their supreme leader's mood swings. Last week, Kim Jong-un said he had no intention of war. Today, he fires a ballistic missile. Is Pyongyang seeking attention, or does it actually feel threatened? Answering this question will be key to America's denuclearization talks. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.